What's up, Vibers? It is my absolute pleasure to bring you this advanced Brawl guide with ThankYouChef. If you don't know ThankYouChef yet, he was a top-ranked Brawl player through almost all of the open beta. He very quickly ascended to legend, like rank 12 globally on the 1.0 launch. Not only is he very gifted mechanically, he's extremely sort of tactical and strategic and very sort of well-spoken. And he's also an arena junkie. He's hosted some of the only arena tournaments to ever happen for SUPERVIVE so far. And because of this, he has really deep sort of not only combat knowledge about Brawl's mechanics, but also matchup knowledge about how you would want to play Brawl into other hunters on the cast. Beyond that, we're going to talk a lot about sort of niche mechanics, combos, how you approach fights, very much deeper level Brawl stuff. At the end, we will touch on build stuff. Keep in mind, this was recorded about 2 weeks ago. I've done my very best to try to get this done, but life has just been super hectic. So the build stuff we talk about at the end is not going to be quite as relevant now that we're moving into this next big patch where everything is equalized to 2-star with the armory and it's all unlocked. So I think some of the principles he talks about when discussing the items in the build section will still apply, but take that end part with a grain of salt. And if you enjoyed what you've learned here, don't forget to follow ThankYouChef on Twitch. He very often streams SUPERVIVE when he's gaming on it, extremely skilled on the Brawl, also plays other competitive games as well, but make sure to go show him some love. With that, let's dive into the call with ThankYouChef. So let's start with this, bro. From your perspective, because I really love hearing this from people who have like put a lot of time into specific hunters. What is your perspective on if someone asked you, who is Brawl? Like, what is Brawl as a character in SUPERVIVE? What kind of role does he fill compared to the rest of the cast?
I think Brawl can really do a little bit of everything except for backline DPS. He could be assassin against some comps. He's like a bruiser sustain DPS type of character against certain comps. He has an incredible amount of options with all of his abilities, and if you're able to pilot him correctly, you could pretty much win every single scenario. That's the type of character Brawl is. I genuinely believe Brawl has been S tier from the beginning of 1.0. And everyone was so busy complaining about Wukong and Tetra and etc. that they just kind of forgot about Brawl. But I've just kind of been letting it happen.
Yeah, and before those characters existed, people were very much concerned with Brawl, right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen I mean, how many changes to Brawl over the course of just open beta from November to a month ago when 1.0 launched. Brawl got hit so many times, so many changes, so many things to try to like adjust and balance the kit. And it's something worth kind of getting into here, like while we're kind of introing into Brawl, because I think a lot of people don't quite realize how unique he is. He is actually the first true melee hunter to get introduced to the cast officially. There was one that was being experimented with before him, codenamed Death Knight, that you know, no confirmation here, but people like I saw Lemner and Fernie postulating that might be what was teased. Some variation of Death Knight might be what was teased at the end of the Mercury trailer for the next hunter. Anyways, all that to say, because of Brawl being, you know, kind of like this first hunter that's not a true like projectile hunter, because this is basically like an action shooter. SUPERVIVE is very much built and designed as an action shooter, so you get this very unique kind of like balance problem that comes into play where in order for him to be able to succeed with a giant sword, he needs excess tools, he needs maybe excess mobility, excess utility, things in his kit that other hunters don't necessarily have, so he's able to close the gap and kind of execute, you know, on what he's trying to do effectively. And I think, you know, it really leans into what you were just saying right there, where Brawl might actually have an outplay to every situation because of how deep the kit needs to be to accomplish something like that.
Yeah, 100%. He does. Like, this guy has 3 dashes, a long range tether mobility, and his like RMB can also give him mobility. It's just insane. And like, not only that, all of his abilities can be weaved into all of his mobility movements as well.
Right,
like it's so wild.
And the way you can end up kind of comboing these things effectively. And that's also one of the reasons why I think a lot of people find Brawl so hard. And he is like probably one of the hardest characters to kind of like even play at a decent level on the cast. Like, I can speak to that personally. You know, I understand Brawl's kit very well. I've put in a decent amount of time to him. I know what I should be doing on him, but actually doing that is like a completely different story.
He's very much like a min-max hunter. I would definitely say him and Oath are the two hardest hunters in the cast.
And that's funny because Oath is the other one you're pretty interested in, right?
Yeah, that's the other one I play.
Nice. So kind of leaning into that depth. And like, I think, you know, that's one of the coolest things that makes SUPERVIVE such a cool game is like, you know, the original intent designed to be like a 10,000 hour game. These are the hunters that really go the distance, you know, as far as like having a kit that's like worthy of that amount of time. And so super excited to be diving into this with you. Okay. So from there, what do you think are Brawl's kind of like main strengths and weaknesses compared to like other hunters in the game?
His main strength is being able to enter a fight 1v3 and being able to leave it.
Interesting.
So like there's
sense.
not a lot of hunters who can go in 1v3 and like kind of survive. So that option gives you so many other options, right? Like you can go in 1v3, wait for your team to follow up, and then maybe kill the backline. Or you could go in 1v3, just leave, just be a huge disruptor. If you're in a third party, you could literally go in 1v6, kind of just dash through the fight, just cause a bunch of chaos, steal kills here and there. Again, it's just, you have so much mobility. You also have dash resets on kills. So
right.
You just have all these options to work with.
Yeah. I really like the word you use there, disruptor, because I think like a lot of people kind of underestimate the value of that. But I think that is one of the things Brawl is like maybe the best at. And especially when you look at him at like high level play, when you're getting to the point where, you know, tracking cooldowns are like really important and like baiting stuff out is really important, especially big cooldowns like ultimates. Like Brawl is probably one of the best characters, like you say, at going in, baiting those cooldowns, you know, potentially immuning all of them with his ultimate iframe and making his way out. And once those cooldowns are down, his team can very much like follow up on that, right? So
100%. Yeah.
Very good at kind of like...
Not only are you good at like blowing these cooldowns, if you have the shift level 4, if they're using their cooldowns on you, you're actually gaining from them blowing it because like you're just getting passive stacks up.
Oh, true. That building the empowerment if they're shooting at you. Gotcha. Cool. So what about like kind of big like weaknesses? Like what are the kind of like the downsides to playing Brawl?
The downsides is you have the onus of going in to do damage, so you have to be in melee range. And if you get hit by a stun combo or something from the other team, like especially if they're a good team, you pretty much die instantly. So there's certain abilities on the enemy team where you just have to parry or you have to dodge or you're just dead.
Gotcha. And so that's kind of the price of the power is like you have to be skillful enough to like not get caught as you're doing all your craziness, right? Okay, from there, I want to get into like, I think more than other videos, bro, because of how kind of like hard Brawl is, I want to get a little more into like kind of like fighting tactics, like how to actually like approach fights.
For sure.
I think like probably right before we get into that, actually, I think that's probably like the perfect time to get into it. So just like from a general sense, like let's say you're, you know, trying to just explain to someone at like a 10,000 foot view how to fight on Brawl. Like what is kind of like the first kind of things you're looking at or thinking about when you're kind of approaching a fight?
When I approach a fight, first thing is I look at their comp. There are certain hunters in this meta where I think it's just free RP. I'm talking about from like a solo queue perspective.
Okay.
So like if I see Eva, Shrike, Zeph, I'll just like full dive them without even thinking. Just 'cause, like they're a free kill.
Just W key, get my RP and move on.
Yeah. If they're missing a member, I'll make sure like it's not a Wukong or a Kingpin. Someone with like a long or like a hard stun out of vision is kind of your kryptonite because
Gotcha.
you know if it's an unreactable stun or like if you don't react fast enough, you just die.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I generally like to engage with my tether. I know other brawls they really like using the RMB dash for the movement in, but it's really dependent on like terrain, like how deep in the fight you already are, stuff like that. But generally, I like to engage with tether.
Gotcha. And when you're looking to tether engage, is that something where you're looking to tether the enemy directly, or you're looking to tether terrain, or it just depends on the situation?
If they're in vision, so if we're playing neutral, like a pure 3v3, I will always tether the terrain.
Gotcha.
Because you will never miss the terrain, but there's a high chance you miss the target if they like.
I love that because I can confirm there is a high chance you'll miss your grapple if you're trying to hit it directly. Because I like to try to play grapple as well.
Yeah, I always like to do terrain. If they're in like a long tunnel or something, they're kind of trapped in the corner with me. I'll just tether them. A lot of times, what I do though, if I see someone like isolated, I'll dash stun them and then instantly tether.
Love
So like
that.
while they're stunned, I tether.
So it's basically
And then, like, I have
that's
a
a
way to catch up to
guaranteed
them.
tether move, right? Like if you have an opportunity, and that combo you just did right there, that's basically you're jumping, you're shifting, and you're right clicking, and that's kind of this mobile air slam, and that's like a really quick kind of subtle engage with Brawl that you can kind of do on a moment's notice to get a stun through. Yeah.
Yeah, and just for min-max purpose, I'll always jump, dash, RMB, do one auto, and then tether.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, I also
you
built
got
Sun
auto
Weaver,
there, yeah.
so the auto's
Gotcha.
nice. Yeah.
And basically in that stun, now you have the tether kind of guaranteed, right? So once you like, let's just play out this combo to kind of, because I think like it's just good for especially newer brawls to kind of understand just even like basics of like what you're trying to combo. So once you do land that tether, like let's say you tether me, what's kind of the play from there?
From here, it depends how far they are. Usually, once I have this tether on, and they're like not stunned anymore, they'll try to dash away from me. So I won't tether right away. I'll just I'll let my tether like sit on them until I see the dash blown, and then like if they do blow their dash and I don't have a dash reset, they're kind of dead from that point.
Because you can basically, they blow their dash cooldown, you still have yours. All you trade is the tether pull, yeah? So it's like, once you kind of have, like, you're looking for that entry on them, you get the stun, you get the tether, they do any kind of dashing away, you still have your dashes, you can follow, now you're back on top of them, they have no dashes, you still have yours, right? So you can really kind of keep playing on top of them, which is really what, in the end, Brawl wants to do, like you mentioned at the beginning, staying on top of someone, if you're trying to deliver DPS, is kind of the ticket, right?
And I do have some clips. I'll send it to you eventually to show like certain way to chase people and stuff. But
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
how in depth do you want me to go with Brawl? Like, should I go over all of his abilities and stuff? Or
I think like, yeah, like as much as you want to talk about, because I think like, especially for Brawl, I think deeper is better because he has such a deep kit where if we just start like talking about stuff at a high level, people won't even really know kind of like the basics combos. But like, yeah, even just kind of expanding on the stuff we were just talking about, as much as you think is relevant, I think we should go over.
all right, why don't we start with RMB then?
Okay, perfect.
So the RMB, it's just like a little cast time when you tap it. What I really love to do is I love to cast it here and flick it into the enemy team. Just because like the enemy will always see this cast. So if they see it like not on them, they don't mentally prepare for it. Because like it's a pretty long animation. So realistically, good players will always be able to dash it. But if they don't expect it coming at them, then
Gotcha. And it doesn't have any kind of yaw restrictions. You can really like flick it 100% the other way.
right. And I'll do some 360 sometimes just to flex on people.
And this actually has like a pretty generous hitbox too when you are kind of swinging it like that, where can't you kind of like even hit someone to the side?
Yeah, you can.
It's like, that's like another good reason to do that, right? Like where if someone's kind of strafing up like here, if you're swinging even a little bit, like the odds that you're hitting them with that sweet spot's going to go up because you are kind of tracking them almost with the movement.
Exactly, yeah. The other thing with RMB is it will always push the enemy. So to go a bit of distance. If someone's on the ledge, a lot of times it'd be good to RMB and then instantly dunk them.
Oh, because it like pushes them off the ledge and you just go for the air slam right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And people never expect brawls to be able to push them into heart, but if someone stands still, you can push them into heart.
It's a pretty big knockback. Yeah, you're knocking me a good like distance away with that. Does it matter how close you are when you're actually using the RMB, or is the knockback always the same?
So I believe the closer you are, the farther it knocks back. But let me just test it real quick. Yeah, it seems like it's the same.
Yeah, it seems pretty similar to me. But either
One
way,
downside
pretty
of
big
this
knockback.
is if you're out of dashes, sometimes you'll like knock someone out of range, and you're not able to like kill them afterwards.
Not able to follow up with the LMB. Gotcha. Real quick on the LMB, just like the basics, like this has a sweet spot, right? So there's kind of like this perfect max range with it where, and it just like, because it made me think of it because of the knockback, this also has kind of an oppressive knockback where, you know, it's this weird kind of dichotomy for Brawl where you're wanting to stay on top of people, but every auto is knocking them back, right?
Yeah. It's a really good thing that Brawl just has more dashes than everyone else. So there are certain areas of the map where like you end up knocking people over walls, or like you knock them so far back that you can't catch them anymore. That's where it gets annoying.
Gotcha.
There are other parts of the map where you just fucking knock them into the wall and they literally have no, there's no outplay. They're kind of stuck in a corner.
Yeah, I've been there, bro. You just gotta stand there and get shing shinged for a while.
Yeah. While we're on LMB, another thing, I'll kind of mention it throughout the rest of the abilities because you're always wanting to weave in your LMBs. But this ranged LMB, there's actually two versions of it. There's like a quick version and then a very long version. The long version does more damage, but the quick version is like, it's really good for just small poking.
I didn't even notice that, or I didn't even realize that you could do like a really fast one. It actually comes out really fast.
Yeah, and I would practice like the minimal amount of time to hold LMB for the
actually
auto
shoot. Gotcha.
Yeah, and if I'm like kiting someone, if someone's you can't see my pings, but if someone's like chasing me from that side, I'll just like weave in my autos with dashes while they're chasing, just so like they take damage and there's a chance I can turn on them.
And that's kind of, if you're going to be dashing already, that's like a perfect time to weave in the LMB, because if you do this, you get a little bit of a move slow, but if you're dashing, you kind of like get to negate the move slow while you're doing the animation. Yeah.
I also do this when I'm chasing, just because like it's extra damage and it really doesn't like affect your movement at all. So
I see. Especially like, yeah, the quick one actually comes out so fast that I'm looking on the right and it's dipping like to 444 for like a split second, but I'm still getting it out.
Exactly, yeah. All right, continuing on with this RMB. So the yaw is unrestricted when you're just tapping it, but as soon as you dash, it does lock the yaw. It locks it like a tiny bit.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that.
So you can extend your RMB distance by shifting to like catch people off guard and stuff. And here, I'll show you in this corner. There's a certain way to like, let's say you're here and your enemy's here. There's usually no way to, you know, I don't think you'll understand it without watching my POV, but like there's usually no way to hit this. But if you flick your RMB backwards while shifting at the same time, you can like get in there.
So what are you doing mechanically? You're flicking like to the left, like backward behind you.
So I'm aiming to my right,
okay,
and then flicking to my left last second while dashing in that direction.
Interesting. And so you're basically I see. You're trying to basically get the max kind of like amount of movement out of the RMB while you're shifting is the idea.
Yeah. And giving your opponents like minimal time to react to whatever you're doing.
And like this would be a tactic that's perfect if you're trying to turn a corner like you're showing here.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's very situational. I don't really do this often, but you know, in case there's a wall in front of you.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's like, when you look at Brawl's kit, the importance of hitting this is actually so high that like any kind of little tip or trick you can use to make sure you're hitting your RMB is like really big, right? Because that's like such a kind of big part of your pressure.
Whenever I see, like, especially the Battlegrounds guys, they send me their VODs and stuff. Whenever they see them play, the main advice I give them is to use your RMB off cooldown. Like, they kind of treat Brawl like an auto attack champ with 3 dashes, whereas really he's a caster. As soon as your RMB is up, you should be using it. It's just better damage.
Gotcha.
Unless you're like gonna push the enemy away where you can't catch them, I would always be RMBing.
Gotcha. For people to note, like basically this RMB Tap is like we'll get to this, but it's like an independent cooldown from the Air Slam, and also an independent cooldown from like the spin, right? It's kind of like, so the fact that you can kind of, you basically do want to be tapping it on cooldown to maximize your melee pressure anytime you're actually within range with it. And just like always kind of trying to hit the tip of it for that sweet spot as well, right?
Yep. Also, only if you hit the tip and you execute someone, will you reset your ultimate with it.
Right. And that's like, how often does that actually come into play, like at the level you're playing at?
I do it pretty much every game. Like, I'll play for it.
Gotcha. And when you consider his role as a disruptor, being able to reset that iframe is like so huge, right?
It also gives a heal. Like, a lot of times if I know someone's dash is down and they're at like 30% HP, I'll use my ult on them to bring them down to like 15%, and then I'll use my RMB to reset my ult.
Oh, gotcha. That's actually clutch. Yeah. And then you're just right back with your ultimate. I love that. Okay.
So the hold RMB, this gives you like an extended RMB where you kind of like lunge yourself forward. It's really good for moving around the map, because if you pair it with your glider, you can dash and then like kind of carry the momentum with your glider. And then another thing is, when you're charging it, there's a second bar that charges up. If you shift, like after this bar is charged up, if you shift and then RMB, you go even further. Like it carries your momentum more.
Okay. What is this second charge bar is signifying like kind of the strength of it? Like the first one is showing you can cast it, the second one is showing how far you're gonna go with it. Because I think I'm pretty sure if you don't fully charge it, you go less far, right? Like if I just do it at the beginning here, yeah, there's not as much juice behind it. So like fully charging the second blue gives you the maximum impulse, but it's not a crazy amount more. Like you can still get some good momentum out of a low charge, yeah. Seems like it's not quite as much.
So yeah, it's just really good for like moving around the map and stuff. Parry along with the tether, and you're just flying.
Right. So for like kind of understanding Brall's kind of movement and the amount that he's kind of like using that to his advantage, you want to be, especially if you're looking to map traverse, you want to be basically trying to like use the RMB charge on cooldown as well, right? Yep. You're looking to move.
The only thing is the RMB, like the held RMB, does expend more mana, so
gotcha.
You just have to be careful of that.
How often are you running into mana problems on Brall?
Not a lot, just because when you hit things, you refund mana. Also, right. I build dash engine every single game. So
gotcha, and that helps a ton. Do you ever have to do amplified mana as well? You pretty much dash engine solves it for you.
I buy dash engine and thermal suit every single game.
Interesting. Okay.
And armor shredder as well. Yeah.
Gotcha. We'll get into the build stuff at the end a little bit more, but so that's the hold. Is there? When are the situations where you're using this in combat? You mentioned using it for entry potentially instead of tether, where you're looking for maybe like a slam entry or something like that.
It's kind of just knowing your distances. If someone is a lot farther, like it still does RMB damage, so you could like dash and hit. The sweet spot is kind of like it kind of changes, but it's just kind of experience. You just have to practice a bunch and know like at what ranges your extended RMB can hit from.
Gotcha.
So the RMB slam, it's like pretty intuitive. The center circle will slam and stun, and then the outer circle will slow only.
And the inner circle is like the dunk circle, right? Like if you're trying to dunk someone, you got to get them in the inner one.
That's right. Yeah. This thing is also like you can also change the hitbox of it, like with dash.
Oh, okay. Like where you kind of dash it forward or back to make sure you hit the sweet spot.
And then a lot of times you'll see like an enemy out in the abyss, and they're super low, and you want to normal RMB them, but you're over the abyss, so you end up dunking instead. The one tip I'll give is when you dunk, just cancel it with your glide, and then use your RMB.
Oh, interesting. So there are situations where you're wanting to go for that RMB tap execute even over the dunk because they're just low and you're going to get your ult reset anyways.
Or like even if they're tethered, like you want to use your RMB, you could just use
gotcha.
Just cancel your
like the
your dunk with your.
That's actually really cool tech. I don't even know if I've like ever heard a Brall call that out before, but I like that a lot.
I think you can cancel everything except for your ulti with your glide.
I think like let's like go into the tether and then we'll talk about the spin with it, because like I think the tether is probably the next behind his RMB. The tether is like super essential in like kind of setting up the RMB for success, right?
So the tether, you aim it anywhere. I mentioned earlier, like you generally want to aim for terrain. Another thing that Brawl mains or Brawl players don't really know is the way you travel matters based on your mouse position. So here, I tethered the rock. If I'm pointing at the rock, I'll fly at the rock.
Okay.
Whereas if I tether the rock and I point outwards, I'll fly outwards.
Ah, right. Okay. So you can kind of use this to give yourself more momentum in the way you're actually trying to move versus just going straight into the wall that you tethered.
Exactly. And it kind of gives you like more agency to where you want to go. So I'll show you from here. So there's like a strike dummy here. And let's say I'm here and I want to tether. So I'll tether this wall. I'll tether and I'll cancel my tether with glide, carry the momentum into the dunk onto her.
That is actually really clutch, because it's pretty hard to find the perfect angle just off of the tether by itself. But when you throw in that little glide angle, so you're looking to the right to use the momentum like you were just kind of talking about, and then you're kind of gliding out the end. I see.
Yep.
And that actually gets it on top of her so fast, bro.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And then another thing with tether is there's certain like positions or mouse positions where you can like loop behind walls and stuff. I kind of did it poorly there, but like.
Oh,
like
okay.
You can like. Go
are you kind of looking to the right here? If you're tethered here, you're looking kind of more, or maybe like a little.
No, I'm looking out, but like. There's like certain angles where you kind of just like loop around the wall.
I'll show your POV for that. I see. Cool.
And then another thing with tether is, so when you're tethering and you activate RMB during tether, you'll do this like spin thing. It activates where you spin along the tether. Sorry, it activates where you RMB along the tether. So if I do early, I'll do it early. If I do it late, I'll do it late.
Gotcha.
So that's for like hitting it. Usually if I land tether, I'll do one of 3 of like the tether combos. So pretty much if you tether someone, you can RMB into them while you're tethering. Actually, any ability you could cast and then tether, like use your second tether and you'll drag into it. So like for example, ult also works this way.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome. I really love these like kind of grapple combos. So basically, like every variation of your RMB input you can use while tethered based on how you kind of time it.
Exactly. And then there's the triple RMB combo where you tether, you RMB into spin into dunk.
Whoa, wait, that
pretty
one's sick, bro. What the hell? I didn't know that one. Wait, do that
another one I
time?
really like is sorry?
Do that one more time.
Oh yeah, I got you. So you RMB, you tether, you spin, and you dunk.
Are you jumping at all? Like, how do you get the air slam through? You're just in the air from.
It kind of just gives it to you automatically.
Gotcha.
Usually when you RMB, like the second, like it kind of counts while you're flying in tether as you're airborne.
Let me try. Oops. Because it's RMB pull. I missed the right one, but I get the idea.
Yeah, if your dunk is down, I really like this one where you spin into immediate RMB.
And I want to hold my RMB till after. So you're doing the spin first this time. Spin RMB. Are there certain situations where you're looking for these combos, or are these just kind of like good go-tos to play off of grapple? Like when would you kind of use? Go ahead.
If you're new to Brawl, I would definitely practice them in practice tool, and then the rest of it just comes down to experience.
Gotcha.
Like, there's not really like a
go-to combo. It just depends on the situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And then so this RMB tether thing, if you're too far, your RMB will come out before hitting.
Okay.
So in those situations, honestly, I just wouldn't do the RMB tether. But if you really wanted to, you could hold RMB.
Oh,
then,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But there's kind
tether
of there's almost like an
release.
effective range to this where you maybe don't want to go for it beyond like this distance, maybe ish.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it'll just miss.
Do you ever go right into the like the air slam? Like I think you got to be even like a little shorter of it, like something like that.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes, but usually I'll do it like, let's say someone is chasing me from the abyss, and I get onto land. I'll tether here, and then like, I'll tether like, kind of debate them, you know?
I see. Because you can like, yeah, kind of just like change your moment. I see. Like, because they're not expecting you to be able to like yeet yourself back for that dunk angle because they're coming from over here. Gotcha. That's cool.
I don't generally go for the tether setup with my dunk, just because like you have to be so close, and at that range, I'd rather just dash.
Yeah, you can almost accomplish the same thing with just with a dash dunk and save your tether for after, like we're looking at. Gotcha. That makes sense.
And then just like for more min-max stuff, like for the shift, you always want to be using your auto when you shift. So this is like a normal shift, and then this is auto shift. It's the same amount of time.
Wait, dude, how did I never know that? What the fuck? You can just always weave an auto while you shift?
Always, yeah.
Dude,
and then like if you're
is
farther, you
huge.
just like you use your range LMBs.
Like a lot of people watch
I
my
see.
stream and they're like, "Yo, your brawl just does more damage." But it's really you're just optimizing it more, you know?
I'm just hitting more, bro. That's actually really cool tech, dude. I can't believe I didn't know that actually. This is like low-key like my 4th brawl guide I've made, bro, over the years.
That's hilarious.
Okay, cool. So that's kind of like R&B with tether together.
Yeah. If anyone is like trying to learn Brawl, I would recommend just, you know, like practicing all your tether stuff. Like make it feel like it's muscle memory, you know?
Yeah,
There's
and like really practicing like the angles of the tether movement, like really just practicing throwing out a bunch of tethers, getting a feel for where you're looking and how that ends up pulling you, and in the end that's gonna like let you kind of navigate the best or the smoothest.
Exactly, yeah. And then the last thing I'll say for ulti is like it gives you iframes. It also makes you it also heals you based on the damage it deals, and also it suspends you in the Z axis. So if someone's trying to dunk you, or like if you really can't glide for a moment, you could just ult for a second and like
kind of
you know,
freeze
wait for
your
your dash cooldowns or whatever.
Gotcha. And it's like in play, obviously you talked about being able to reset it with the RMB, but in play, especially once you have your kind of cooldown reduction online, it's a pretty short cooldown to play off of, yeah.
It's a pretty short cooldown, yeah, 20 seconds.
I guess like what are some of the use cases? Because I think like, you know, when I think about Brawl, the best Brawls are using their ults at the best times. And that's like, in my opinion, such a huge separator of like an average Brawl from a good Brawl is like, how effectively are they using their ultimate either to soak cooldowns and play that disruptor role, like you were saying, or to actually, you know, execute, or even something like putting someone right into a box, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's very matchup dependent. There are some hunters where you have to like ulti their main burst. For example, like the easiest one I can give is Shrike.
Okay.
If the first shot lands on me and I still want to dive her, I'm always ulting the second shot. Like,
Gotcha.
even if it's not killing her, it's just like I'm essentially delaying my health bar going down.
Right.
And then someone like Wukong, I'll always ulti the slam or like the ulti slam, just because like it's a huge burst damage, right?
So you're almost thinking about like, what is the biggest part of burst of the enemy hunter's kit that I can negate with this
Exactly.
little iframe? That makes sense.
And then when you're against like someone like KP or Oath, you for Oaths generally you want to ulti the LMB dash shield bash combo because like that's a huge amount of burst. It's also like a huge cooldown for them. And then for KP, you almost always want to ulti the slam.
Gotcha. That adds up. And like on that same kind of line of thought, like if there's a situation where you're gonna get crowd controlled, like you were mentioning at the beginning, one of his biggest weaknesses is getting caught. So another good use case for the ultimate, just in a general sense, is like avoiding crowd control so you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. And we talked about, is there anything, like we talked about comboing it with the kind of tether pull. Are there any other like combos with the ultimate that you can think of off the top of your head that are worth calling out?
I mean, I would say you could like dash it as well. Like with all of his abilities, you could just dash in the middle of it.
Right. How often are you using it to like put someone in a box?
So if I see an Luna on their team, there's a bunch of Lunas in ranked right now because of Mike Munch. But
dude, yeah, everyone saw him like going off in the Magicals tournament.
yeah.
If I see him, or like I see an Luna on the team, I'll just always box the Wisps.
Gotcha.
I think it's worth the cooldown. But yeah, in general, like you either want to use it to protect yourself, to execute someone, to save yourself, or to like, I don't know, if you're like in the middle of like 3 people and you're 25% HP, I'll just ult to get my health back.
Gotcha. Because it's healing for 60% of the damage dealt. So the more targets you're hitting, the more health you're getting back. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's before even Omnivamp. So you'd get the heal from the ability, and then you'd get, if you had any Omnivamp rolling, you'd get that back as well.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And
As strong Brawl is, like with all of his abilities, like your power spike does come at level 7 because this ult opens up so much doors for you. You could just like take seemingly unwinnable fights because like you're able to parry some of the damage.
Gotcha. And so, like, would you say in that sense, like, Brawl is more of a late game hunter, like less effective early, better late scaling?
He definitely scales. My algorithm for winning ranked games right now is
this is the secrets, guys. Listen up.
like legit, I've been doing this for so long. I'm at like what 1200 RP. I haven't played in a week, so.
Dude, I've actually been watching you. You've been gaming. I've been watching you on the leaderboard. You have been gaming.
Yeah. I haven't played in a week, so I kind of like fell down the ranks. But like every single game I get in, I have this preamble with my teammates. I tell them, hey, I'm gonna drop this super safe. We're gonna farm up, get all our items, and then we'll kill everyone afterwards. Because of the res timing and the map size right now, it is very common to have like 8 teams left in the end game.
Yeah, I've noticed that very much.
And a lot of them will be stragglers because, you know, they took early fights, they flipped it early, they couldn't win. Some of them don't even have their relics at this point. And I'm fucking level 13 Brawl, all my items. I have 6 fucking E-platforms in my backpack. Like, I'm just ready to go.
This man is ready. This is called ready to fight, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
That's how you want to be.
Okay, cool.
Because you can take these early fights, but like it really depends on if your teammates are there to support you. I wouldn't recommend it in a solo queue setting.
Gotcha. And like before level 3, it's even worse, right? Where the level 1 is extra rough. Would you say?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can send you some clips of like me playing solo queue and still winning like the early fights, just because you know
I run into some people who are weak, but the main thing is like if you don't have your passive fully stacked, you're not gonna win any 1v1.
Interesting. Okay, and we hadn't
You
really
do
like
that.
looked at the passive yet, so let's talk about the importance of that.
Yeah. So with this passive, as you hit things, as you do damage, or it's really extended when you get kills.
You can
You
see
get
it
this
under,
passive.
it's this little bar under his health bar, this like kind of light orange bar, and it's basically rage, this blazing spirit. And it also shows in the bottom left, like where by your brawl, like if I'm hitting him here, you guys see the meter like bottom left that's building. It's kind of like, and then once you see this threshold I'm about to cross, boom, now I'm empowered, and you have the Vegeta glow like the Void empowered, right?
So during this passive, you get 15% bonus damage, you get 20% ability haste, and 12% dash haste.
That's
So all your abilities-
insane, bro. That is
It's disgusting, bro.
insane.
It's so disgusting. Yep.
So I feel like even for people playing against Brawl, they don't realize, like, if you see him glowing like this, he's actually so much stronger.
Yep. And that's why I always max shift first, just because, like, another thing on the shift thing. Level 4 shift, after you dash, you get this little ghosty thing, this little after image,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and that's the marker. So if people are hitting that, you get
okay.
rage stacks.
Gotcha. And you say, like, that like ends up building up pretty fast over the course of fights, like where it really does help taking the level 4 shift upgrade to build your empowerment and keep it up.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And one more thing on the passive, your LMB, like the range LMB, will charge your passive a lot faster than your non-range LMB.
Oh,
So that's
true.
another reason why I spam it a lot.
Gotcha. That makes sense. At some point it said that. I remember seeing that on the tooltip. I literally don't think it's in, because we can't see advanced tooltips anymore. I don't see it on the LMB. Oh, it does say at the very bottom, it says quickly builds Blazing Spirit for the charged. Okay. Because let me just see right here. If I hit you with this, and then if I... Yeah, it's way more, actually. And I can even do the fast one. I see. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And then the other part of this, knocking an enemy hunter or killing a minion heals you for 20% of the enemy's max health. So on top of the, like, you know, a normal kind of like kill heal that got implemented, we're also getting this extra kind of heal from our Blazing Spirit passive, which is off of enemies' max health. So, oh, that's like another thing that's like worth calling out. Like, how often are you using this part of it, like on creeps, to like heal yourself? Like if you see a creep that's like staggerable, just like shifting into it to give you like a little heal and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point to add. If I'm like running away from a fight and I see like a creep, I'll just like kill it really fast. Another thing is, one of the things they didn't mention when 1.0 dropped is creeps will always stagger at 30% HP now.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to come to the PvE zone. Oh, another thing is staggering with your shift now gives all 3 of your shifts back, which is kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy. So not only can, if you find this opportunity to stagger a creep with your shift, not only are you going to refresh your shift cooldowns, you're also going to heal yourself, and you're going to, you know, get the golden XP or whatever from actually killing the creep. So
Yeah.
Brawl may be like one of the
situation-
best hunters at actually staggering. Yeah.
So in this situation, he's not 30% HP yet. I'm just waiting for a stagger. You can double shift
Oh.
to execute them, and that's like, it's really good for contesting early game bosses, because
Yeah,
if
that
you
just
see a
happens
stagger
instantly.
coming up before it's 30%, you can just like double shift on it, and you get the XP, the levels, etc.
That's really cool tech, actually. And often, like a lot of times, like this comes into play more often than you'd expect, where like getting these clutch staggers on creeps during fights, especially like you mentioned over like boss fight, biome, soul, whatever, actually is like so clutch for, you know, putting yourself ahead and like putting your team ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of game knowledge to like know when creeps are gonna stagger, but like, yeah, if I'm getting chased and there's like a creep near me, I'll just like shift on the creep, get all 3 of my dashes back, just keep running.
You're looking
Makes
good.
it really annoying to play against.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then how often do you end up using, you also have this like double high ground with jump. That's like worth calling out as well, right? It's a little more niche, but still useful.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, these walls are generally uncrossable, but for Brawl, you just jump over, because why not, right?
Because why not?
Yeah.
We got the hops.
It's
Brawl-
just good to, like, traverse, know which walls that you can go over. I don't do this as much, but I know a lot of players, they also like to feather into RMB dunks. I'll do it, like, if I'm playing, like, out of vision and stuff. I kind of messed up my tethering there, but Oh, sorry, feathering. You like feather over a wall.
I see, kind of coming from out of vision.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool, cool. Hell yeah. Okay. Probably the only one we didn't look at like specifically is shift, but we've already talked about it a bunch with everything, and we were just talking about it. So shift level 4. Is there ever a situation where you don't go shift level 4? Like, do you ever grapple max or RMB max?
I know Spider Brawl occasionally does the tether max. If you go full CDR with Songbow, I'm pretty sure you can get like a 1.5 second tether cooldown.
Oh my
which is
god.
absolutely disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's disgusting. And then in some situations, like very rarely, I would go Air Slam, just because like it gives you RMB max. It gives you less Air Slam cooldown. So like if it's a heavy Abyss end game, it might be worth it to take the dunk cooldown, just so you know.
Gotcha.
You can dunk people more often.
And that would put it at 6 seconds. So with cooldown reduction, you'd be like, yeah, really low, getting to like close to like a 3-second dunk cooldown.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay. But in general, especially if you're a newer Brawl, just to play it safe. And we were just talking about how important this empowered is, right? I mean, 15% bonus damage, 20% ability haste, and 12% dash haste. That's almost like 3 exotic perks.
Yep.
They're like just loaded into the passive.
It's a passive, because why not?
So definitely like always trying to play around the empowerment is clutch. I think that like basically kind of covers it for the ability basics. I want to, before we get into like the build stuff, I want to get into like a little more like combat stuff. Maybe the best way would be like some practice scenarios where like, for example, like let's say I'm on Ghost and we're just looking to like, here, let's like come over here, like to the right of this thing for some space. Let's just say I'm on Ghost and we're, you know, you see me in the BR and, you know, we're looking to like fight, like maybe just like talk through, like I'll kind of play like just like I'm defending myself as Ghost, and as you're kind of looking at me, maybe talk, like we'll go kind of slow motion, talk through how you would go about like killing me right here.
As soon as I see you, I'd start using my ranged LMBs, trying to land it on you. I want to stack up my passive as soon as possible. So I don't see you using any dashes, but I'll tether a tree here. I'll look to get my RMB on you. I saw you use your dash there. I'll slam on you, and I'll keep chasing. And I'm out of dashes now, so I'll kind of just play patiently, wait for my cooldowns to come up. Usually a Ghost wouldn't keep chasing me to this far, but I'll do a tether and then...
And you like, and if you, like I think a lot of people kind of they underestimate the amount you're using the charged LMB. Because when you're playing in neutral, you're actually using that a ton to kind of trade against me, yeah?
Oh yeah. Like, this is my only ranged weapon to combat ranged people until I get close. So until I get close, I'm always just spamming it.
So like, let's say, you know, I'm playing a little better and I'm looking to counter your entry with a shift backward like that. Like, so kind of go for your tether again like that. So I shift backward here, but you still have a lot of answers because I use my shift. You still have 2 of yours, right? And you used your tether, but you still have like your charged RMB, 2 shifts. And so at that point, you're basically looking to stay on top of me. You're using your tap RMB on cooldown, like you said, right? And you're constantly, you know, doing the LMBs as well. And also anytime you're shifting your LMBing, like you mentioned. So you're kind of just like trying to min-max your DPS like while you're in their face. And it's up to them at that point to try to get space, right? Like as the Ghost, like once you're on top of me, like you're winning, right? Like I need...
I would say in general, if I tether onto you and you dash, you're dead. Like genuinely.
Okay, let's
let's
follow that combo through for people to kind of understand why that's the case. Okay, so I dash here. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
And like in that, just kind of like, I guess walk us through what you just did right there, like inputs wise. So I'm shooting at you, you grapple in.
Yeah, so I'm using my LMB just to get some, you know, poke damage, some charges up. I'll LMB the trees. Oh, by the way, if you tether onto a tree and the tree dies, your tether disappears, which is kind of annoying. But
yeah, I don't know if I've ever even seen that.
I'll tether terrain, and then I'll get onto you. I'll try to land my spin, like anti-heal, but if I can't, it's fine. I notice you dash, and I see that Ghost only has... I know that Ghost only has 1 dash, so I'll kind of just like dash at you, combo my stuff, use my RMBs, and then I'll ult you. Even if you dash out of that, I still have my RMB to chase after you.
Gotcha. And with you still have one of your dashes, so even if I dash, the range of your RMB tap with a dash on your own is going to outdistance me, and you just kill me right there. And I see you also doing what you were talking about, where you'll like pre-ult, to put me in execute range for the RMB, which is actually like a really cool tactic that I haven't ever really like heard another Brawl like kind of call out specifically, but I really like that because now you get to basically use the ult as part of your damage combo, get the heal from it, get the iframe for whatever was happening at that time, and then instantly have it back up to just use it again actually for a defensive or whatever.
The risk is after you ulti, they might have their dash cooldown back, so they can, you know, dash out of your RMB, but...
Gotcha. Cool. So what about like maybe more of like someone like maybe like what about like a Felix, who is, a lot of people think of Felix as kind of like a counter to Brawl maybe?
Yeah, so Felix is classically, like, technically a Brawl counter. I would say you can definitely kite him out. If we're stuck in like a box playing 1v1, over time I think Brawl will win. I'll just poke with my LMBs. Like, I'll try to dodge your RMBs. If I see you dash in, I know that your Q is probably coming.
Right.
So I'll instantly ult. And like, if I time it correctly, you actually don't get the shield.
Right, right.
And then my RMB knocks you back as well. So like, while you're chasing me, I'll RMB you, kind of knock you back, like give myself range.
So almost
And
like,
then,
the almost like the opposite, where instead of trying to stay on top of him, you're trying to keep a little space against the Fox, like where not a ton of space, but enough to where you're like almost barely out of his fire range. Like you're kind of kiting back right now, throwing the LMBs.
Exactly.
And you're using the knockback of the RMB.
If I know, like generally in a 1v1, Brawl will win. But in a 3v3, because like there's distractions and stuff, Felix is a Brawl counter. Like you're really good at matching him.
Gotcha.
Another thing is if I see a Felix like kind of far away, so like let's say from this distance, and you start ulting at me, I'll just slam you out of it.
Dude, that's huge actually.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Can you do that with anyone else's ult, like a Bishop ult or like a Tonk or anything like that?
You can do it with Bishop ult. It's like, it's a very, very precise timing, but you're able to like actually dunk her out of her ult.
Dude, that's gotta feel good when it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not for the Bishop. But okay, let me think if there's, so that's kind of like a ranged look and then like kind of like a melee look. I guess like maybe against one of kind of like his counterparts that's looking to do a similar kind of thing with like melee assassination. Like you mentioned, I think a really good call out, like trying to basically whatever matchup you're looking at, you're trying to avoid their big burst window, right? So if you understand the kit enough to realize like, you know, Wukong wants to split out like this, then RMB, then try to hit all 6. Like, yep, perfect time to... well, yeah.
I actually, my biggest gripe with Wukong is the RMB indicator. Like, you don't actually know when it's slamming down. It's kind of a guessing game.
Yeah, and he can hold it actually. Once he lets go at the top of the staff, he can actually hold it for so long. Like you can just
so
like
disgusting, bro.
You can just sit here and hover with it.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. So there's definitely a mind game in the specific case against Wukong. Definitely a mind game with the ultimate timing.
In like early 1.0, when everyone was trying to climb to Legend, I was doing with Phenom a bunch, and he was playing Wukong. Okay. And we did like a bunch of 1v1s while we were in queue. So the main thing I learned with Wukong is when he jumps on his staff, you just want to queue. Like you just want to tether at his staff, and you kind of just wait this out. He'll try to slam your tether down. I'll try to dodge it with my shift, and after the RMB comes out, I'll tether onto him and like, I'll try to do damage and stuff.
That makes sense because it's basically a guaranteed tether when you're when he's on the pole because he's just sitting there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Is there anything else? Like, I guess, like, are there any other specific matchups that you think would be useful to look at from like just a playstyle kind of standpoint?
I would say the biggest counter to Brawl is Bebo.
Okay. Because
like you're able to just knock me away all the time. I don't have great answers for Bebo. It's kind of like you just want to catch him out of vision and you're able to kill him. Even if you RMB his ulti, the ulti will still drag you along with it.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
You could ulti the damage, but it'll still carry you along.
Gotcha.
It's really hard to like be fully in vision and jump at him like this, because good Bebos will always have their bat charged.
And they can like
if I try to go for it, you're just like batting away.
If they're fast enough, they can bat you off.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I just try to like look for RMBs and like maybe try to land a tether until I can look for like an execute angle. But yeah, generally Bebo I would say is like the hardest matchup.
Gotcha.
I'll just go down the list.
Yeah,
So
sure.
for Vivo, it's kind of a hard matchup. Bishop, it's actually decently hard because she has the similar amount of dashes. You kind of just have to like catch her off guard as well. Carbine is another decent counter brawl. If he uses RMB though, he's like a sitting duck, and you can just kill him.
Like,
You just have to be careful
what? So
not to chase him too far.
sorry, from the Carbine's perspective, he wants to use the RMB to kind of peel you off, and if he doesn't have that, he's a lot weaker. Is what you're saying?
Yep. Yep.
Gotcha.
And you just have to be careful about chasing Carbine, because like usually if you're chasing him in a straight line, he'll just like do 75% of your health like while you're trying to chase. He has dashes as well, and with like all the CDR stuff, it's quite hard to like stick onto it.
Gotcha.
For Celeste, Celeste is like kind of similar to Carbine, but like a lot easier. The wall will push you away a lot, which is kind of annoying, but you just kind of have to play around that.
Yeah.
When she ulties, you can actually stand in this ulti. You can either push her off, or you can just ulti
Yeah.
right as the
That's a
ulti
really that's a
bursts.
clutch one. I really like that one.
Yeah.
And can you protect teammates with that? Like if someone's behind you, or is that just a self thing?
Let me look at it actually. No, I think it still affects behind. I gotta do some testing for that.
Because I think there is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you actually count as terrain. Like, because these trees would block, but I don't think it doesn't look like it's showing
I
it on
still
the
see the
visual.
blue behind.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Krista is another one where you really just have to like land your stuff on her. She gets her dash back super quick, especially with the items now. So you kind of just have to land your slam and your tether. If you can't, you kind of just peel off.
Kind of like
She's kind of one of
reset,
those
like wait for
matchups
your
where-
cooldowns again to try again.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
She's kind of one of those champs. If you land your stuff, you can kill her. If you don't, you kind of just have to back away and respect her damage.
Gotcha.
Because she'll blow you up if you don't.
And like similar to Carbine too, like hunters that are inherently good at kind of kiting backward while they do damage like this are a little harder to deal with in that same line of thought.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And if you're like on her, it's really easy for her to land her empowered autos, which will reset her dash.
Gotcha.
And like
She's
yeah.
doing this crazy.
I would say
dash
Krista's
thing.
actually a decently hard matchup for Brawl.
She's pretty tough right now for a lot of people. She's pretty strong when she gives her stuff on.
Her damage numbers are a little too high, I think, but I play Brawl, so I can't really complain.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
The ult does go kind of crazy. Oh, Aluna, this is a good one to talk about.
Yeah, Luna, like you will never lose to her. A lot of times she'll land her stun or like her root. You just have to like know this timing and then ulti the root if you're running or if you're chasing her.
Gotcha.
But yeah, in general, if you can't land your abilities on her, you're just not catching her. She's just way too mobile right now.
Gotcha. But if you do connect, kind of like your combos, you can kind of combo her before she's able to get away. You have success with
Exactly.
that? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eva is free RP. as soon as I see this champ, as soon as I see this champ, I will run at her.
Did you tell
My
Luna
mouth is-
that, dude? Super Warrior?
I didn't, but as soon as I see this champ in game, my mouth is frothing. I'm just fucking going at her. Like,
And
she
it's not
cannot do
because of the
anything.
boobas, guys. It's because of the RP.
Bro, my anti-heal on the spin is 5 seconds. So if I land that on Eva, she is a sitting duck for 5 seconds. She has
Actually
one
can't do
single
anything.
pitiful dash. Like she can't do anything. It's just free RP.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and once she uses her dash, it's actually no answers. Like she's got the little pull, but besides that,
Yep. Tien was doing a Eva to Legend challenge, and I kept running into him, and I'm pretty sure he logged off because of me. But I'm not 100% about that.
that's funny.
Felix we kind of went over. Ghost
Yep.
we kind of went over. For
Yep.
Hudson's like you just kind of have to avoid his traps. I keep switching champs. If you're able to avoid his traps and get onto him, he's just dead. And you're also able to like just kind of like walk
Kinda,
around
like,
him.
play behind him. He can't RMB at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he's not RMBing, his LMB is fairly weak, so doesn't have a
Exactly.
ton of answers.
For Jin is
Oh,
like,
look, I
kind
have
of a
my
skill matchup.
Hudson backpack activated as Jin. Look at this. Hold on.
Oh boy. Jin is kind of like a skill matchup. You really just have to ulti his second Q.
Okay.
And like that's most of his damage. And if you're able to get this off, like you're able to kill him.
If you're, playing Brawl and you're not, kind of aware of what Jin's trying to do, he's often trying to, especially now, he's trying to throw his RMB, charge this, hit the charge, and then Q1, Q2, and auto in between that. So you're looking to basically hold your ult till you see that second Q2 come through, because that's the big execution. I mean, he's basically trying to chip you. When he teleports, he's trying to backstab, chip your armor here. Then he's trying to like weave in, or he goes up, weaves an auto, and then Qs 2. And the Q2, just like your RMB tap, has the execution damage. So the more health you're missing, the more that Q2 is going to slap. So actually negating that with your iframe, trading health back, you getting health, him losing health, puts you in a spot to where you can use your execute instead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I used to try to challenge Jin's over Abyss all the time, but his Abyss, his dunk just has priority over yours. So
it literally goes faster. Yeah.
Yeah, it just casts faster. There is like a split second where you can dunk him over you, but like you kind of have to predict him coming in.
Gotcha.
Which is just not worth it in my opinion.
Yeah. So in general, if like a Jin kind of has prio over Abyss, you're kind of like looking for a different angle. You don't really want to push him.
Yeah. I'll just try to ulti his Q.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I don't get dunked. Yeah. For Jewel, Jewel is like a pretty classic matchup. It's very skill based. I would say you have to ulti her charged dash.
So
like her fully charged dash.
So you're looking for stacks on yourself. Once you have this lightning, you're waiting for her to shift. You're making sure she doesn't proc that, because then that puts her shift on cooldown, because she doesn't. Oh wait, no, I still got the reset. What the hell?
Yeah, you just parry the damage. I'm pretty sure if you go directly at me, I can actually block your movement.
Oh, I did it fast the time. Here, I'll like line it up.
Huh. Maybe they changed it for 1.0. But yeah, in general, like it's a lot of mind games with Jewel, because a lot of good Jewels, they'll charge it backwards and like flick at you.
Yeah.
And also
and like look for like maybe an orb angle, like where they get the orb out and they can.
Yeah. So yeah, Jewel, you kind of just have to like land your RMB slam. If you can't, it's kind of hard to face her. You can also like anticipate her dash, like dash movement or like dash line, and like just dash away from it because it's a really small hitbox.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And you're able to like play off of that. So yeah, I would say Jewel is like one of the more skillful matchups, especially in the past.
Gotcha.
For KP, honestly, KP has been seeming like free RP recently. He's just like this huge, big tank who barely does any damage, but you could just freely stack your passive off of. The slam is very, very telegraphed. So you just have to like either dash away from it, or if you're too close, you just ulti it. And then when his ulti comes out, you could just like ulti the anti-heal.
Gotcha. Wait, yeah, and you don't even get antied?
Nope. Mercury, I actually haven't played on this patch, so I can't really say for Mercury.
Gotcha. No worries. You probably in a similar vein to Eva, where probably not crazy. She has like more mobility than Eva, but probably like similar to you'd probably be looking for a little like of the Aluna like wisp boxing angle with her too, right? Where she has a lot of the auto resing happening. So probably
for sure.
higher prio on putting people in boxes with the ult than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoops, we hit our hour.
I would say Myth is also very similar to like Carbine and stuff. You kind of just have to land your stuff on her. She's pretty easy to deal with though. The one hard thing is like when she ultis, the ulti shots will push you back, but you're able to ulti the momentum as well.
Okay.
Oh, another thing is when you're diving myths, a good myth will always try to RMB you back, and a lot of times it's unreactable. So you kind of just have to ulti the RMB.
You almost like preemptively ult, expecting her to be trying to push you off right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. And that's kind of her one counterplay, because if she can't do that, she's kind of cooked.
Yeah, and like she has to hit your small little hitbox, whereas like you could just dash at her. I don't know. This champ is something else, bro. So for Oath is like another classic Brawl counter. With your shield up though, you could still slam him. I kind of missed it there. You can still slam him out of the shield.
Oh, you can slam him.
So you want to look for those angles.
Okay.
A good Oath will try to shield bash you, so you're able to, but like you're still able to stun him and stuff. And then like usually when I face Oaths, I just want to LMB a bunch, try to chip at a shield. Once his shield is down, he's just like any other hunter, and you can kill him. Your RMB also does a ton of damage to his shield, so you kind of just want to like poke him down, break his shield. If you're able to, like get on top of him, slam him out of his shield. But yeah, that's kind of like the play pattern against Oath.
Gotcha.
And then when he ultis, like you just want to have good enough reaction time to ulti the stun and everything.
Gotcha.
Saros, also kind of free RP-ish. His only thing is like after he dashes, he can knock you back. So you just want to ulti that.
That's like his main. Once I've actually been messing around on Saros a little bit the last couple of days, dude. But once if you use that dash charge to try to get a wall stun, you are so toast for like the next 7 seconds. Like I'm cooked here, bro. Like I have 6 seconds where I can't do anything.
Oh, actually, this is worth mentioning. Your ulti, it seems like there's 2 phases to it. If you ulti the impact of something immediately, you won't get knocked back. But a lot of times, if someone like knocks you mid ulti, even though you're invulnerable, you'll still get knocked back.
Interesting.
And in those cases, you just dash and you counter the momentum. So mostly like it'll happen with like Bishop Punch or you know, sometimes like Saros RMB, or sorry, Saros dash. You still get like knocked back, but if you dash,
I see.
like you can kind of counteract the momentum.
Gotcha. And you're saying that there's actually a part to the beginning of his ult that's kind of an impulse canceller at itself, but it's only right at the beginning. So if you get affected by an impulse after the very beginning of the ult, it's still gonna affect you.
Yep. Wait, actually, let's do this with can you go in Ghost and do nades?
Yep.
Like just nade the wall. So this one I don't, and then nade the wall again.
Oh.
And that one you get pushed.
Very.
I'm pretty sure it's because I'm like looking the other way, but like a lot of times against Ghost, I'll ride their nade to get closer to them.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. And against Ghost, you always just want to ulti this nade.
Gotcha.
It's his main damage source.
Yeah, it's his main kind of burst. Wait, so do it again where it doesn't knock you? Is it the fact that you're facing it, or is it the timing on it?
I think it might be that I'm facing it.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it's the way I'm facing.
That's actually crazy good to know, actually. Wait, is that true like for Bishop Punch too then? Like if you look away?
If I'm looking, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
I still get punched.
Interesting. So maybe only with certain abilities it's like that.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. You kind of just have to.
It's like an experience thing. Gotcha.
So Shiv is another like kind of hard matchup for Brawl, I would say. When she shifts at you, you want to always dash to the side to like dodge her empowered shot.
Gotcha.
Really good Shivs will actually hold their auto because they're expecting you to shift and like
they'll like play it patient and shoot the. Yeah, I see. Like kind of it's like the kind of like Jewel, like the mind game thing of trying to bait out yours and then look for the.
Exactly. And even after she misses, she still has ulti that she could pop, get 2 shifts back. I generally really love to ulti the entire duration of this, just because like it's a huge burst damage. All the good shivs on the server, like I would say like Bush, Phenom, Lunaris, they really don't miss. So I might as well just get rid of all that damage, you know?
Yeah.
And then try to fight them afterwards.
Gotcha.
For Shrike is kind of free RP too. If she lands both shots, you do kind of die, but you kind of just have to like trust in your WASD to dodge your shots. And then like if she does land, you just have to know the timing to.
Yeah, like you were talking about that earlier, like ulting the second mark to give you the space to hopefully have the mark fall off and avoid that, because that's going to be the big pump of damage, the second tap.
And similar to Myth, a lot of times I get onto a Shrike, I actually like to preemptively ult, just because her shift will ground you, but also reset her shift.
Oh,
so like if
you're,
she grounds you,
negating
you
her reset?
You're negating the ground.
Okay. Does she still get the reset if she hits it, if you're ulted?
I'm actually not sure. Can you trust that?
Yeah.
I think I
do more
dodged
time.
there.
Yeah, it doesn't, dude. It doesn't reset.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah.
I like to preemptively do that just because like if she grounds you, you can't really keep chasing. And yeah, she doesn't get the dash reset back. So
yeah,
after that, she's kind of a free kill.
That's actually huge against her. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, people don't really know this with Shrike, but she does more damage the farther you are from her. So getting up close to her, like, she just doesn't do a lot of damage to you.
And you can, looking at my POV, you can kind of see it. There's this like midway line in her shot where on the back half it does more damage, and on the closest half to her it does less. So you're trying to kind of play in on that side of it, basically.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Tetra is honestly a brawl counter. her walls are extremely hard to play against. She's just really annoying to deal with. You kind of just like, with a lot of champs, you kind of just have to like land your RMB, lock her down. If she is RMBing at you, it's quite hard to react to, but you just have to ult it.
Gotcha. Because that's her, when you're looking at like big kind of combos, that's hers is landing this into like some kind of rock burst.
Yep. The walls are super annoying to deal with because like they'll cancel a lot of your momentum. You just have to like adapt. For Void, you just have to ulti his RMB. And that's playing against Yuki a lot.
Yeah.
And I tried just shifting his RMB, but like he expects it, so like he'll like predict my dashes and stuff. So I'm at a point where I just ulti it because
I see. Whatever.
And then
because if you don't get hit by the RMB, your odds of getting hit by the ult are way lower. But if you get by the RMB, the odds that you're getting ulted are like 100% for close.
And then against his ulti, if you're really close to him and he's casting, you just have to slam.
Ooh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
You cancel the entire cast, or if you're not close to it and he's ulting you, you can actually ulti and like dash out of it.
Gotcha. His ult has a crazy long cooldown, 70 seconds compared to other ults. That's insane. Okay, cool.
And then Wukong, we kind of went over. Zeph is one of the easier ones. You kind of just want to land your spin or your RMB on him.
That stops him from being able to like sustain with his little self heal.
Yeah, I think with Zeph, you just have to know when to stop chasing, because he does a bunch of damage as you're chasing him, and if you're not able to land the slam and the Q tethers, like you kind of just have to let him go.
Gotcha.
And it is what it is.
And the more he's connecting that LMB, the more he's getting to heal himself, right? So it just is more, you know, one of those hunters that's really hard to like play into as they're playing backward.
Yeah, you always want to watch his nade and his ulti as well. Like if you ulti me and I ulti it, I actually block the entire thing.
Whoa! Wait, what? Why?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you, bro. I have no clue why this is in the game.
That's crazy. What the hell?
Yeah, you actually just
like
block the entire thing.
This is Zephyl. What the hell? That is very good to know, actually. What the heck?
Yeah, and if you're getting naded and you can't dash to dodge it, you just have to ult it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, in general, like Zeph is one of the easier matchups, I'd say.
So you're kind of like it seems like most of the supports are pretty easy to play into as long as like you are kind of able to actually like catch them.
Yep. Last week when I was playing like a lot, honestly, if it wasn't another Brawl, a Tetra, a Shiv, or a Wukong, I would just run at them and they would always just die. Like it's just kind of the meta, bro.
I see. I mean, that's like, that kind of makes sense. That's what I've been feeling as far as like, you know, even just like playing a lot on Ghost, like those are the hunters I'm kind of like that are looking to dive me that I'm like kind of most afraid of, or that I'm trying to like play, you know, get creative to play against because of like how kind of like strong they are. But that adds up.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, that was awesome. So I think like that, I think that's going to be super useful for people to kind of understand, because I think really, you know, there's nothing good that's going to be better than practice, right? So for anyone looking to like, you know, get good on Brawl, the best thing to do is take everything you're hearing here and like just go start swinging your sword and trying to make it happen. And that's the only way. And be patient with yourself, right? Because Brawl takes an actual like, he is very high skill cap, especially compared to like some other hunters on the cast. So, you know, we were talking about it earlier, but like I've put a bunch of hours into Brawl and I'm still really bad on him. So, you know, like there's a ton of this kind of nuance to his combat. And I think going through the kind of hunter matchups like that will be really good for people to have like an idea of what, you know, he's trying to like think of.
Another tip I give new players is find a friend who is of similar skill level or like preferably better than you, and just get into practice range and play 1v1s. Like that's the best way you learn your matchups.
I love that.
And like kind of the little tricks and things you do when you're playing,
you know, against matchups and stuff.
You're a big arena junkie. Do you recommend arena as practice as well?
Right now, arena is kind of messed up. I mean, it's really good for like micro practice, so I would still recommend it. It wasn't as good of quality as it was in open beta for like practicing your micro and stuff, but yeah, I would still recommend it.
Cool.
Like if you're completely new to Brawl, I would probably play maybe like 30-40 games arena just to like get a good feel of him, get a good feel of like Brawl's limits.
Yeah,
that's mainly what you want to learn.
Gotcha. Because it is like the limits, there's like a really fine line of, that's what I struggle with, dude, the most on like in like a lot of games, hunters that are like melee or just characters that are like melee characters that are looking to play more of like an engage role, there's often like kind of a fine line between popping off and inting, right? Where you in the main way to know where that line is just to play a bunch, right?
It's just experience, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I definitely feel that when I play Brawl, it's like the line between doing something epic and just dying is like very thin.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that's
Give me like a second. I gotta let my cat out.
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro. No sweat.
She is free. I'm back.
Let's go. All right, sweet, dude. I think like just to close out, let's go through some build stuff if that's cool. Like just I'd like to hear like kind of what your preferred setup is, and then kind of like other options that you think might be cool or that are worth switching to in certain situations.
For sure. So my favorite build is I go Rampager, I go Sunweaver, Burning Palm, Chrono Gauge with Rocket High boots.
Rampager,
I would say the only
Sunweaver. Say it again. Burning Palm.
And then Chrono Gauge.
Okay.
And Rocket High Tops.
High Tops. Got it.
I would say the only like non-exchangeable thing here is Rocket High Tops.
Gotcha.
These are like undoubtedly the best boots for Brawl. They not only make you dash faster, they make you dash farther. So
Dude, his
like,
shift goes so much further actually. I feel like he gets even extra value out of these.
It unlocks so much for him. I like the Chrono Gauge a lot because I'm spamming a bunch of my abilities, and as I'm hitting abilities, I get cooldowns back.
Right.
It also gives me like a base 10% ability haste, which is really nice. I really like Burning Palm as well. A lot of people will take the Rabbit Paw boots over this or Faytech, but I really love Burning Palm for the one reason is if I see 3 people and I spin at them, they're anti-healed and they're burning for percent health.
True.
And like they can't heal themselves from it, right? I'm also always like just using my abilities, so they're just always ticking.
Because of how many abilities Brawl has, and like we were just talking about like 2 seconds on the kind of main one right here, you can actually like keep them burning like all the time almost if you have uptime on them.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. And this is like a really good kind of like tank buster for anyone that's building max health, because it's actually like instead of like raw damage, it's calculated off of percent max health.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic for killing KPs and Oath.
That adds up.
The Sunweaver seems like a natural pairing for Brawl. I'm always weaving my autos anyways, so as I'm weaving my autos, I get the Sunweaver damage as well. It's really nice.
Gotcha.
And then I also go Rampager. If I'm able to fully build my Rampager stacks up with my passive stacks, I'm Thanos. I don't lose any matchup. And I'll send you some clips of like my solo queue games where people are legit melting, and like the damage this damage is not legal. I know people prefer ability haste because like you can get your shift cooldown back or whatever, but like my thought process is if I go in I can instantly kill someone, I essentially have 4 dashes.
True. I like that thought process a lot actually.
Another thing I like about this build, this is like my main solo queue build, is it's the 2 relics are both blue, so they're 750. You make up a lot of tempo time by buying these 2 items.
Just like cheap to bring online.
Exactly. Whereas something like Ardent Songbow is I think 1100, and then the other ones are like 2k.
Yeah, the golds are like they're literally double so it's like one you can literally get 2 of these for the price of 1 gold, I think.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure it's like 3,500 gold for my full build, which is pretty nuts. If I don't run into like a gold vault or whatever, it's fine. I can always farm this up reliably by night 1. So like before night 1, I'll already have visited all the shops, gotten every single one of my items. Like I'm full build within 5 minutes of landing.
Gotcha. And that plays very much into like your strategy you were talking about, where you try to communicate to your team beforehand, like, hey guys, we're going to get everything online. It's going to be quick. And then we're going to kill people.
Exactly.
I love that.
One thing I'll add is, so Rampager stacks based on like damage and stuff. But even if you're not hitting people and you're just dashing around, your Rampager will still stack up.
Wait, really? Why?
It's kind of like old Rampager, like the old mana item.
Oh, because it's just casting.
Yep.
And I didn't realize
it's like you'll always have the stacks up. It's very easy to build the stacks.
Oh, my maybe most important question: favorite Brawl skin? Is this it right here?
This one.
That one looks gangster, bro. Actually, wait, his sword is actually so sick. What the hell?
Yeah, and in game it looks awesome too.
Dude, that looks like straight up from like Zul'Gurub, like classic WoW. I don't know if you are familiar, but it looks like a raid sword.
Yeah. The other ones are kind of cool, but like I think the robotic one is like it's way too loud for me.
Mm.
Kind of gets obnoxious, and then
Like like the red one of those. That's like the height special. This red red Cyber Drake.
I used to play with the lava one, but I play with this one now.
The lava one's cool too. He actually has some pretty gangster skins. Actually, the volcanic one is cool.
Yeah, all of them are nice.
Okay, I'll drop us back in. We'll finish up. We're about done here. I just want to finish the build stuff. I wanted to look at perks real quick, and I just wanted to ask if there are kind of any other options you switch to or you think are viable for different situations.
Yeah, I was gonna go over like the alternative builds.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
there's just one thing I want to mention for Rampager.
Okay.
So the second part of the Rampager passive is when you're taking damage, you gain Omnivap. And then shout out to Caro, one of my mods, for noticing this. He's also like he's EU, but he plays on the NA servers.
Oh, I've heard of Caro actually. I recognize that name.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He also hit Legend in open beta playing on a controller, which is kind of crazy.
Wait, what? That is like actually a crazy accomplishment.
So when you're gliding, I'm just trying to get my fuel away. As soon as you start ticking down, like you're getting this damage, it's actually giving you Omnivamp.
Really? No way. You can build your Omnivamp from the heat. That's actually crazy.
Yep. How useful is this in game? I don't know, because like you really want your you really want to glide as you move and stuff. But
yeah,
it's just something cool.
That's really cool.
All right, I would say the other like good alternative builds is you go Time Staff and Ardent Sambo. In this build, you also go what's it called? You also go Chrono Gauge and Rabbit Paw. You have no cooldowns with this build. You effectively have like a 3-second tether cooldown.
And then,
like
and every time you're hitting that LMB is like lowering it even more.
Exactly. I don't have passive up right now, and it's a 6-second cooldown for my tether, which is already crazy. My passive's up. It's a 5-second cooldown, and now it's like 2 seconds. You essentially have no tether cooldown.
Yeah, like by the time you
really
pull
good.
in and you like kind of do your combo, if like it's by the time you need to use it again, it's basically back up.
Exactly. I really don't play this playstyle because I think the damage is a bit lacking. You still do damage. You're playing very much in and out. You go in.
Gotcha.
You get out. You go back in. Go out.
So if you're looking to lean like maybe more...
so it's nice. It feels good to play. I would recommend this build in scrims.
Because this is the one I recognize hype
again?
playing too. Like this is like more like competitive brawl angle maybe.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Would you recommend this one actually to like even like newer brawls for the sake of just getting used to like using your abilities and getting used to like being able to go in and out?
Yeah. I would recommend it. I actually lagged out again. Just give me a second.
Yeah, no worries, bro. No worries. We're pretty much there. We'll come back in one more time if that's cool. And I want to just look at perks real quick. And then are there any other like niche options? So these are kind of like the two main build options.
Yeah. So the only other option I would say is you go Essence Reaver with Vive Infuser.
This is like a very low tempo, like stacking build. You just stack your health on minions and whatever you want to permanently fight as well.
Gotcha. You're trying to just really like leverage the value of the Essence Reaper health stacking with and it gives you a little bit of every time you proc it, you're not only building your max health, you're draining a little bit of the enemy's max health and you're healing yourself for a little bit. So it's a pretty good item, especially on certain hunters, but there definitely isn't a brawl angle for it, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One more thing. I keep backtracking, but the other thing I want to mention is
perfect, dude.
For the first build I mentioned, the Burning Palm synergizes really well with your Rampager because Rampager gives you Omnivamp and you heal off the Burning Palm.
Oh, true. The burn from the Burning Palm is giving you heals from its damage.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And then for exotics, I will always take Blinkstone, always take Masamune, always take Be Kind Rewind. Soul Stealer, if it's early game, I'll take it. Dragon Breath rounds, if nobody else on your team can take it, I'll take it. But I prefer it on like a ghost.
Gotcha.
And I don't really like using my my primary attack that much. like unless I'm like weaving it and stuff.
How good is Dreadstar just with like the ability haste?
Yeah, if you're going the Isochron and Sambo build, it's definitely just better than Isochrons.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. It's very dependent. Sometimes I just won't take it because I prefer to do the damage instead.
Gotcha. That makes sense. If you're not like kind of looking to lean into that kind of cooldown look. I would say something I was gonna say too before is like that play style is if you're leaning like more into like the disruptor side of things because of how well it can kind of in and out, like you were saying, like you're very good 100%. At kind of and the amount of that you have your cooldowns up, you're very good at like going in, baiting cooldowns, getting out, and then just like doing that again really quick.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then you said perks.
Yeah, I wanted to look at like kind of go-to perks.
Yeah. So I will always buy Thermal Suit, Dash Engine, and Armor Shredder. In my opinion, Dash Engine kind of solves all your mana issues. It allows you kind of to spam your shift as you move across the map, and you're kind of good to go. I really, really like Armor Shredder just because once their armor is down, they're very easy to kill. I also really love Thermal Suit just because, first of all, like if you're in any water or lava terrain and they don't have it, they're just instantly dead to you. Like they can't run away from you.
Because of how important it is for Brawl to be on top of people, it's actually a huge advantage if they don't have Thermal Suit and you're fighting in water.
Exactly.
That's actually kind of
also OP. Like you're always trying to get on top of people. Like same way for the other side. If I'm in water and I'm slowed, even if they're slowed, it makes me easier to hit as I'm trying to run towards them.
Right.
So like if I'm fighting a Shrike on water without Thermal Suit, there's a high chance she lands her shots and I'm just like not able to kill her. But if I do have Thermal Suit, I could just run her and she'll die.
Gotcha. That's actually, I never thought about that, dude, but that actually sounds so strong the way you're describing it now on Brawl.
Yeah, I think Thermal Suit is like, it should be a blue perk. Like it should be more expensive than the rest of the perks. It's so strong.
Yeah, the fact that it's just a green one. That's cool. Okay, cool. And then go ahead.
If I have extra money, I'll go Swiftness for Dash Haste.
Okay.
And I'll go Farce Knight just because like it's good to see farther.
Yeah.
Get more info.
Yeah.
Do you ever take all the exotic perks are nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you ever take the ability haste one? Instead of
I don't take that one often.
Gotcha. Amplified haste.
I'll take it in BR. Sorry, I'll take it in Arena, but not often I'll take it in BR.
Gotcha. Of the exotics, like what are a couple of the exotic perks where you'll like go out of your way to play for? You're like you see it and you're like we have to go there.
I would say the best two on you without a doubt are Resilience and Brilliance. So Resilience allows you to go in, take a bunch of damage, leave, and just like fully heal up. It's super nice. Brilliance just gives you more ability damage, which you love. And then the other ones I would say is like Celerity is really good, gives you dash haste. Infinity is like pretty good, but honestly like Dash Engine, Celerity, there's really no difference.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're not running out of mana if you have Dash Engine and you're hitting people.
Gotcha.
Hyper Haste is decent, and then the rest of them like they're just nice to have, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But maybe not as crazy crucial where you'd like play across the map to try to go get it or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Does this change ever based on the build you're running? Like, let's say you're switching over to the ability haste look from your normal Rampage or Sunweaver look. Do you change your perks at all, or is it basically the same?
I would say it's basically the same, but I generally only run the build I mentioned earlier for solo queue.
Gotcha. It does sound. I really like the fact that the Sunweaver also gives you the base ability damage too, and the fact that you're kind of automatically weaving your primary attack with your abilities. Like it's just so natural to just be LMBing while you're RMBing. Probably get crazy Sunweaver value too, I can imagine.
So Ham is another Brawl player. He thought Brawl was like B tier at best for the longest time. He was kind of struggling. And then I told him about my build. He got in and he's like, yeah, Brawl's S+.
Let's go. Yeah, I love him. That's cool to hear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Is there any other like the third one I just wanted, because I was kind of like out in the menus, but the third one you mentioned real quick, just to build it real quick, is Essence Reaper, Vive Infuser, And you would keep the same grips, probably chrono gauge with either bunny paw or burning palm.
Yeah, I probably prefer burning palm in this, just because you're fighting for longer. It's like more sustained fights.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Cool. And the Essence Reaper has that little bit of like max health burn almost to it. So you almost get like 7% max health off of someone when you hit him. I think is there anything else? Oh, last thing would be like any consumables you're kind of like really prioing. You mentioned E-plats earlier.
I always want to buy, like before I start fighting, I always want to have at least 3 pots on me.
Okay. That's kind
Just
of like
if
your
you do run a mana or
minimum
whatever. Yeah. If you do run a mana or whatever, or like you're kind of low on health, you want to be able to back out, heal up a bit, and re-enter the fight.
Gotcha.
With the old dunk meta, I really loved to have a bunch of E-plats on me. So like I could kind of contest the Jins and like the Wukongs in the lobby.
Yeah.
But it's not as high of a priority anymore. And then like if you have excess money, just buy armor pots. Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't really played on this new patch, so I don't know how good this the traversal item is.
Oh, the new warp thing? I haven't really even got to mess with it much actually either.
Yeah.
Like a little anomaly.
Yeah. And
cool.
you know, Pocket Oracle is always good. It's just like good for vision and stuff. So
awesome, bro. Well, dude, thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time.
Of course,
I think this is going to be like super helpful. I definitely think Brawl is like one of the harder characters, not only to figure out, but even when you understand him, to actually like put into practice this stuff that we're talking about here. Like, actually takes a lot of reps. So I guess kind of like closing out here, what is there anything you kind of would want to leave people, especially like newer Brawls, like any kind of like final advice for sort of like learning and mastering the character?
yeah, just don't be afraid to lose when you're beginning. Like just take every single fight, play as hard as you want, and then watch your replays always. Because there's always stuff you're missing. There's always like, especially when you watch replays, look at your cooldowns. If you're not RMBing when you can,
True.
if you're like button mashing and you're air slamming instead of RMBing, like you're kind of messing up inputs. Also, like really practice the tether stuff, because tether is like such a huge engage tool and a really big mobility tool. So knowing tether like the back of your hand is super helpful.
Gotcha. Hell yeah, man. Well, that was really awesome. For anyone that's looking to follow you, you stream on Twitch, and that's at ThankYouChef, correct?
ThankYouChef_. Yep.
ThankYouChef_, and we'll have a link for that in the description. Is there anywhere else that you're kind of actively doing stuff, YouTube or Twitter, anything like that, that you would want people to?
So I do have a YouTube account, but I've only posted 2 videos. They're like, one is a oath montage, full damage oath. One is a open beta like tribute montage.
Oh, hell yeah. I love me some montages. I think I might be already subscribed to you if I knew about it.
Oh yeah, I think you commented on the video, so.
Oh, I probably have seen it then. I've seen too many SUPERVIVE videos, bro. Sorry.
Good. So yeah, but I would say like I'm mainly active on Twitch. I haven't been streaming all that much, and sometimes I stream Dota instead of SUPERVIVE. But yeah, I'm always around.
Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, man.
And GG's, bro.
Yeah, of course. This was really fun.